CTV News with Carlisle Fizette.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The federal Liberals are one step closer to a majority government after a local MP crossed the floor today from the Conservatives. Longtime Sarnia MP Marilyn Gladu becomes the 5th MP to join the Prime Minister's team. As Graham Richardson reports, Mark Carney now needs to win just one of 3 by-elections next week to secure that majority.
Because of Marilyn Gladu, a Conservative MP.
Here's Marilyn Gladu as a Conservative back in 2023.
Our leader has been supportive of this bill all the way along. I want to thank him for that.
It is a great pleasure.
Cut to today.
I'm very happy to be the newest member of our new Liberal government.
A partisan defection that enrages Conservatives as the Prime Minister casts it as a country coming together to his side.
This all comes at a time when the country as a whole is uniting to move forward, and it's important that over there we unite to move forward as well.
Pierre Poilievre tweeted, Gladu said that floor crossers should face voters in a by-election. I could not agree more. As recently as January, she told her local paper, we elected you under this banner, and if you don't want to be under that banner, then we deserve a chance to have a redo of the election. Sarnia is a border town that's known for oil refineries and some manufacturing connected to the auto sector. Some constituents here are not happy.
We thought absolutely no way would she cross. So now I'm wondering, why did she cross? What did Carney give her? And explain it to your constituents.
Most Conservatives felt that way today, that Gladu would be the last to make a move like this.
Look at her social media feed. Up until just hours ago, she was trashing and attacking the Liberal government of which she's now proudly a part. This is very cynical and it's very odd.
But the red clothing at the photo op and broad smiles right inside the Prime Minister's office, another body blow to Tories. So is this over? Don't bet on it. The party is about to start for Liberals. Their convention in Montreal begins tomorrow. So far, there have been no floor crossers from the province of Quebec, despite rumors swirling around this place for months. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Meanwhile, there's been no shortage of drop jaws in Gladu's home riding. Not long after her decision was announced, a demonstration formed outside her Sarnia office filled with now former supporters. With more on their reaction, here's Sean Irvin.
Minutes after Marilyn Gladu announced she was crossing the floor, an impromptu protest was building outside her Sarnia constituency office.
Marilyn, this is not what we voted for here by any means. Here we voted for a Conservative government here in Sarnia, Ontario here. If you're not willing to stand for it, take it to a by-election.
We wanted change. Now it's clear that Marilyn Gladu, who said she was in favor of change, doesn't want change. She doesn't want any of the things that the Conservatives have promised.
But it is not just constituents who were shocked by the announcement. Local politicians were also caught off guard.
I was hearing rumblings the last while, but I just presumed it was a joke, because Marilyn Gladu has been very strong and very anti-Liberal and very anti-government on everything from energy to cross-border trade. So it's a stunning surprise.
But despite any past differences, Bradley does not discredit the potential advantage of having an MP sitting in the ruling government.
And there's an invitation out to the present Prime Minister. Perhaps he will come here now and see and understand the energy industry. We are the energy hub of Eastern Canada. If the MP can push that agenda, that's good for Sarnia-Lambton.
But back at the constituency office, it's clear Gladu will have to act quickly in order to gain back the trust of some of those who voted for her in a decisive 2025 Conservative win.
I think we just need to let Marilyn know that we're very disappointed in her. She's worked her career here. She lives here. I mean, she has to show her face eventually.
But some don't want to hear it now that Gladu has switched from blue to red.
This is a Conservative riding around here, and this Liberal has got no business being here.
In Sarnia, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
We are less than 48 hours away from the Artemis II mission's scheduled splashdown time. Today, local astronaut Jeremy Hansen and his crewmates touched base with Prime Minister Carney. With more on their connection, here's Geneviève Beauchemin.
We've all been watching and inspired Prime Minister Mark Carney dialed up Canadian pride as he reached astronaut Jeremy Hansen and his 3 American colleagues en route back to Earth. And his first question about collaboration, a nod to Canada-U.S. relations, well, in space.
I mean, this is such a unique example for the world and beyond.
You can see we got our flags here together. We're better together.
Carney did have a pointed question regarding a jar of Nutella that was spotted floating through the capsule earlier in the mission.
One point of reassurance that the preference is for maple syrup over Nutella on your pancakes in the morning.
Absolutely, sir. I can send Christina to get the syrup right away.
That's the syrup floating by. Moments of levity mixed with talk of the risks of spaceflight and what the mission has meant to so many Canadians.
All of you 4 have been really, really good news.
Industry Minister Mélanie Joly also spoke to Hansen about good news in space at a time of difficult news here on Earth. A moment of unity in the midst of difficult geopolitical times.
Before you leave us, Prime Minister, I did want to show you this.
Hansen also had a gift for Carney, a patch, that maple leaf that has been so proudly flying in space.
So I wrote your name on the back, well, your title on the back. Make sure that it gets to you.
Carney also said he was proud to hear French spoken in space and issued an invitation to the crew to come to Ottawa once they're back on Earth. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Longueuil, Quebec.
Officials at City Hall are poised to declare the Tolpuddle Housing Co-op a project in difficulty. That's the first step in the process of overseeing and funding necessary repairs for the building and its rent-geared-to-income apartments. Daryl Newcomb reports.
Oh, thank God. Like, we really need the help.
A resident of the Tolpuddle Housing Co-op since 2019, Andrea Holden is excited to hear city staff are proposing a transition plan and 6-figure financial contribution that'll begin addressing safety, maintenance, and repairs to vacant units inside the troubled building.
We've got a lot of good people, a lot of what I call urban warriors, who really love Old East, who have a lot of compassion for what's happening around us. We've got lots of seniors. I'm one of them.
If anybody in this room does not feel the urgency of this issue.
Last month, city staff were directed to prepare a strategy by mid-April. It now recommends declaring the building a project in difficulty, which allows the city to step in when a housing provider faces financial shortfalls. Regarding Tolpuddle, the report warns, at the current pace of spending, the projected deficit in 2026 is expected to reach approximately $260,000. It goes on to state intervention and corrective action are necessary to prevent further deterioration and to stabilize the organization. Holden believes safety improvements must be the priority.
People were getting afraid to use the laundry room, go to the garbage room, take the stairway for anything, and I have to say I was too.
The Tolpuddle Housing Co-op was previously declared a project in difficulty back in 2009. An interim board was appointed, and eventually control returned to the members in 2016. City staff also recommend a financial contribution to address the construction lien, repair the fire and security systems, as well as begin addressing urgent repairs to the building and some of the 20 vacant units. The city would contribute $785,000 towards the most urgent work, plus senior government funding. Holden says recent repairs to address building code and fire code violations are already making a difference.
People breaking in and using drugs in the common areas and setting off smoke alarms. So the changes they're making are just making life a lot easier for everyone here.
A committee will consider declaring the building a project in difficulty on April 13th. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
Oxford County officials are calling on the provincial government to protect municipal workers, who they say are increasingly targeted with harassment. With more on their concerns and what they want the province to do about it, here's Brian Bicknell.
They improve our roads, dig ditches to install infrastructure, and plow our streets in winter.
I think this is just an ugly offshoot of road rage to another level.
But those who don orange vests and hard hats are too often targets of abuse.
We've had a recent occasion where one of our road workers was flagged down just so they can be berated about the condition of the road.
On Wednesday, Oxford County Council became the latest local government to support a call from the Association of Ontario Road Supervisors, or AORS, for provincial legislation to better protect municipal workers and contractors.
Some people are really kind and appropriate when they reach out and express their concern, but some people take it to that toxic level immediately, and it's just not appropriate. And we have a responsibility as council to stand up for our workers.
Among the proposals, AORS is asking for slow-down, move-over laws to protect roadside workers. It wants minimum distance requirements behind snowplows, and when a significant weather event is declared, it wants winter maintenance operators to receive the same protections as frontline responders.
So right now, if you stop a sidewalk plow or a snow plow from running, it's a $70 charge. By allowing them to become an emergency personnel, that takes it up to a $10,000 charge. So there's more severity when you interfere with those operations or abuse those people. We're also asking for greater protections under the Ontario Health and Safety Act.
Oxford County's resolution will be forwarded to the Premier and Solicitor General, as well as to Ministers of Emergency Preparedness, Municipal Affairs and Transportation. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Provincial police have released local numbers from their long weekend traffic blitz. According to OPP, there were 168 seatbelt charges laid across West Region. They also say there were nearly 1,000 speeding charges laid, along with 30 distracted driving infractions and 31 cases of impaired driving. A researcher based in Huron County is advocating for an emerging medical practice called personalized care. It uses a patient's genetic profile to guide decisions in disease prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. With more, here's Scott Miller.
Chapin Korosek has been busy trying to figure out if using an individual's genetic profile can really improve decisions for the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of disease. It's called personalized medicine, and he believes it is within reach for Canadians.
I think individualized care, high-quality individualized care would be the gold standard of a really strong healthcare system. I think it would be a fantastic outcome, and it's possible. It's possible for us to get there.
Korosek, a well-known expert in infectious disease modeling and a University of Guelph professor, was part of a York University-led research team that used machine learning to understand how vaccines mount an immune response through time, looking at differences between people who have HIV and receive vaccines and those that don't have HIV. 48 weeks of analyzed blood, saliva, and white blood cell samples help provide the data to show the potential benefits of personalized vaccination regimes instead of mass vaccinations that impact people differently.
In normal life, when we have COVID and the flu and RSV and maybe measles floating around society, we have an individualized care opportunity so that we can all be optimally vaccinated and go into our clinics and have an optimal continuity of care sort of algorithm that governs our individualized health care.
Privacy and cost are the main stumbling blocks to incorporating this kind of personalized care into Canada's public health system, believes Korosek.
There are elements of artificial intelligence that also frighten me, but there are also extreme positives that could really allow humanity to benefit. And one of them is a disruptive service in the healthcare sector. Like, we can truly individualize healthcare and have sort of a wrapper, an AI wrapper, that is then aiding your family practitioner or doctors actively while they're performing their practice.
Korosek says a lot of the work on this research project was done from his home in Goderich, which serves as his base for life and work.
It's the perfect balance for our family to live in small town Ontario, to raise my family here, to raise my daughter here, and to give her this experience that I had growing up, because it's just a fantastic place to live.
In Goderich, Scott Miller, CTV News.
There's a growing community of athletes here in London playing an accessible version of our national winter sport. With more on Volt hockey and what it means to the people who play, here's Brent Lale.
Once I'm transferred into my chair because I need help with that, I can do it all accessibility myself.
For 7 years, Ethan Orchard has been playing a competitive sport. Born with cerebral palsy, it's something he never thought he'd be able to do.
To operate it, you have to just press a button to turn it on and There's a few buttons that you can use to adjust the sensitivity of your speed if you want your chair a little bit faster or slower. And then there's a little stick here that you have to use to get it to move.
When he found this sport at 16, it was the first time he was able to independently play a sport without anyone else helping him. He made his own decisions. He made his own body and chair go. And that's huge. We've watched other families experience that same moment.
Vault hockey has been played in Canada since 2016 and is growing quickly. London's organization has expanded, adding a grassroots team to learn the basics in addition to their competitive team.
Disabled people like me can play it. You can make lots of friends. You can play with friends. You can change your speed. You can control it. I like a lot of things about vault hockey.
The sport with specialized chairs was developed in Sweden and is popular in Europe.
For those that have muscular issues or endurance issues or just doesn't have the arm or leg ability to play other accessible sports, this is a sport for them. So they can get out there and be a part of hockey, which is Canada's biggest sport.
And the social inclusivity is the biggest part. 52% of people with disabilities report having no friends.
I enjoy socializing with people when we're playing in between games or sessions. I enjoy the tournament, just also have fun.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Still to come, searching for Sasquatch in Chatham, Kent. Several reported Bigfoot sightings in a matter of days. That's later on CTV News. North American and global markets rebounded today after last night's ceasefire news in the Middle East. In Toronto, the TSX gained 383 points. In New York, the Dow soared more than 1,300. The Nasdaq added 617. The Canadian dollar up almost 1/10 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $92 an ounce. Oil fell more than $18 a barrel. Now, the temporary truce between the U.S. and Iran already looks shaky after the Strait of Hormuz was shut back down. Both sides have claimed victory, offering contradicting narratives on where the conflict will go from here. Joy Malbin reports.
On the streets of Tehran, they chant death to America as the U.S. Secretary of War declared victory over Iran.
President Trump forged this moment. Iran begged for this ceasefire, and we all know it.
This two-week truce looking shaky at best. Iran is still holding up hundreds of oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, effectively controlling global oil production in the Gulf.
The Iranian response is we're going to control it and put a toll on everybody. And there's no ceasefire. Literally within the past hour, Saudi Arabia has reported that its pipeline, which goes from the Gulf to the Red Sea, has been hit by a drone.
Blocking the strait, says Iran, is retaliation for Israel's continued attacks on Lebanon. Israel insists the ceasefire doesn't include their war against Iranian-backed Hezbollah. The fresh violence threatening to scuttle Washington's fragile truce.
And I will reiterate the president's expectation and demand that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened immediately, quickly, and safely.
President Donald Trump, who threatened to annihilate Iran just yesterday and back down, called this a big day for world peace, posting, "The U.S. will work closely with Iran, which we have determined has gone through regime change. There will be no enrichment of uranium."
So right now it's buried and we're watching it. We know exactly what they have. They'll give it to us voluntarily. We'll get it. We'll take it. We'll take it out.
Leaving many politicians wondering what this war was all about.
We have lost 13 American service members, hundreds of American service members wounded, thousands of people, innocent civilians throughout the region killed, prices going up, the American taxpayers paying $2 billion a day. And all for nothing.
The White House says Vice President J.D. Vance will lead in-person peace talks with Iran. The regime prefers him because of his past skepticism about Middle East wars. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
Good evening. Clear and calm overnight. Temperatures above freezing. Waking up tomorrow morning, the warmth will be building, so a mild Thursday on the way. Thanks, Michelle, for this photo of Juno and Jada taken at Port Burwell Beach. You have a bit of sunshine to kick off the morning, but showers moving in. A cold front will approach the area. We'll talk about the temperature spiking in advance of that and then dropping off as we head into your Friday. Your local weather is coming up next.
Welcome back on the desk with Julie Atchison now, and we had so much sunshine today.
Yeah.
We didn't quite get the warmth though, and that's kind of a trade-off actually, it sounds like, tomorrow, where we're getting more warmth but giving back some of the sunshine.
Yes, so today was the day close to normal for this time of year. We seem to have these major swings. So we've gone from the extreme cold this morning, Carlisle, -7. So we had to battle our way out of that -7. So we made it almost to 10 degrees this afternoon. Conditions across our region tonight, nice and calm out there. Skies are mainly clear and temperatures above freezing as we head through the overnight. Tracking a low pressure system as we head into tomorrow. This low has brought some heavy snowfall in through parts of southern Manitoba and northwestern Ontario. Wow, they're picking it up and it's accumulating. Areas to the north, south, we're experiencing some sunshine as we are under the influence of high pressure. That high pressure area will hold as we head through the overnight, but by tomorrow midday, the chance for some rain in advance of this cold front. So that cold front on the move, and you can see some rainfalls expected. It'll arrive in Midwestern Ontario a bit earlier in the day, so that'll put the brakes on your temperature just a bit. But in terms of daytime highs, we're going to climb into the upper teens, close to 20 degrees in London tomorrow afternoon. So it will be quite nice in advance of the front. So showers expected out ahead of the cold front. The cold front won't come across the area until Thursday night. And then Friday, we have another round of rain coming in. Friday, the temperature drops off and there's the potential once again for snow towards northern Grey and Bruce County, the Bruce Peninsula and east of Georgian Bay. South of that line, rainfall, and that's expected through the day on Friday, especially in the morning. By the afternoon, most of that energy will start to exit off to the east and we'll get back into just mainly cloudy conditions. So timing on these systems, the one coming in for tomorrow will be more of a passing shower, not an all-day rain, whereas Friday it'll be fairly solid and steady Friday morning. Your overnight lows, mentioning above freezing. Along the lakeshore of Huron, 6 degrees, near Erie 5, and in London 4 degrees. A bit of sunshine for your Thursday morning first thing, and then the clouds quickly move in. Overcast conditions with a chance of showers by about noon hour, and then the possibility of a thunderstorm heading into the afternoon. Winds out of the southwest 30 with gusts to 50, but we should get a fair amount of dry time first thing in the morning and then again in the afternoon. Rain on Friday. It'll be cold and wet Friday morning. By the afternoon, mainly cloudy. The high coming in at 7 degrees. 11 sunshine on Saturday. Saturday looks beautiful. 11 degrees right where we should be. 18 on Sunday. Another warm push coming in with showers expected Monday and daytime highs averaging above normal as we head into early next week. But more rain early next week than sunshine. Midwestern Ontario, you're in for a bit of a ride tomorrow. 14 degrees with some showers arriving mid-morning, ending, and then back into a mix of sun and cloud. Rain, snowfall in through Grey and Bruce County. You're expecting to see that mixed precipitation, so it'll be cold, wet, and mixed as we head into Friday. Afternoon, it'll ease off. Sunshine Saturday and 10, and up to 17 degrees on Sunday. There's only one day we're below freezing. That'll be Friday night into Saturday morning. So get ready for a little bit of weather coming our way tomorrow, and then Friday looks to be one of those not so great days, especially in the morning, but some weekend sunshine to get us through. Carlisle, back to you.
Julie, the federal government is asking drivers whether they think LED headlights are too bright.
It's just like getting a blast of sun in your face. I can't see at all. And it didn't used to be like that.
Representatives for CAA say bright headlights are a common complaint among drivers. And now Transport Canada is conducting an online survey looking for feedback.
Well, certainly headlight brightness has become more of an issue over the past decade, I would say. And we do hear complaints from members complaining about brightness, about the different colors.
Pure Country 93. London's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's Big 50K Payday.
Finally tonight, reported Bigfoot sightings in Chatham, Kent. According to a U.S. group that tracks this kind of thing, a Sasquatch has been spotted 3 times in the last week. Robert Lothian looked into the credibility of these reports.
Believed to be lurking through these Thamesville woods is the cause of all the chatter in Chatham, Kent.
So I've heard and seen a lot of odd things, but no, Bigfoot has not been one of them, I'm afraid.
U.S.-based Bigfoot mapping project shows 3 reports of the long-storied Bigfoot in this region in the last week.
Yeah, I don't really believe it.
I saw something on Facebook as well, and I thought, well, people sound pretty serious about this. Why are they serious about this?
Oh, I think it's silly.
In between the critics, there are believers.
Everything is possible.
Bigfoot is labeled a cryptid, a creature whose existence is disputed, like the Loch Ness Monster or the abominable snowman.
It's easy to refute somebody who thinks every twig snapping is a Bigfoot, right? Like that guy's a tinfoil hat guy, you know, and that's just, there is so much more to the community than that.
This wooded lot is near one of the sightings. Now, the Bigfoot was described as nearly 8 feet tall with cinnamon hair. Now, despite trying, I haven't been able to see it, and in this case, neither have some of the Bigfoot trackers. So then how do they judge whether a report is credible?
But I do reach out, ask for photos, images, supporting information. So the map and the project is really, hopefully, just the start of the research and the verification and the validation that is going to occur.
I'm sorry to disappoint your viewers, but there probably is not a Sasquatch out there for anyone to go and find.
Teaching in Carleton University's philosophy department, Josh Redstone has taught courses on the philosophy of the paranormal, applying critical thinking to the unproven.
We have a fascination with the unknown, and I think that's just part of our psychology.
Redstone says unbelievable sightings can often be chalked up to the ordinary, like bears, tree stumps, and just tall humans.
So it is possible that you have a hoaxer. It is also possible that because Bigfoot is on the brain, as it were, following the news of one sighting, you're getting people seeing what they believe to be Bigfoot.
Skeptics aside, for believers like Tompkins, there's still a hope for the mysterious and inexplicable Bigfoot.
The fact that it really is emblematic of humans really not knowing everything. I really hope for that.
Even if Chatham Sasquatch isn't real, in Thamesville, it's a reason to smile. You saw Bigfoot at the end of your walk. What do you think your reaction would be?
Well, there's a big person.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlisle Fazette. Have a good night.